Hi everyone, I'm really excited to be here. The Guild is really excited to sponsor this conference. We did the same last year because it's really important to have this community and this conference. It doesn't click my, oh, okay, jumped really quick. So we did the same last year. And for us, it's really important that to have a conference like that where all the vendors are coming together and creating open solutions, because that gives all of you like the confidence that you can build on these tools for the long term. So I wanted to just like take a bit of time and think, since the first conference last year, what happened? And did we achieve our goals? Our main goal basically was, I touched last year on one big important goal that we saw a very popular pattern emerging in the ecosystem, which is federation. And we wanted to give confidence to everyone here to build on federation if it's good, if the pattern works for you, and to have an open spec around it. And there were a lot of questions like, what will happen this year? And I'm very happy to say that what happened this year exceeded all of my expectations. We announced last year on the beginning of the composite schemas working group, basically a working group of all the different vendors, an open group under the GraphQL Foundation to get a federated spec that is the best that we can have and open for everyone. And we invited all vendors to join. And I can say that not only vendors joined, but at least there's 3 vendors that put in a lot of work throughout all the years, which is Chili Cream, Apollo, and the Guild, worked really hard throughout the year to make this spec a reality. So it wasn't just like words or just joining the working groups and just being there, but actual work to make this a real spec that you can all rely on in the future. This was really exciting. And just to talk about this new GraphQL Federation spec, it's by the community. It takes the best of all the existing specs out there, Apollo Federation, Fusion, lessons that we had from GraphQL Mesh. And the important thing is that even though this is like a future spec, you can use the existing specs that I just mentioned today, and you could gradually adopt the new spec in the future. I won't talk too much on the details here because the people who actually work on it are here today to talk about everything. There's a panel of the participants. There's a talk by Michael from Chili Cream and by Martin from Apollo. So they will share everything here. This is really exciting, and really more. It's been better than we ever expected. So this is really exciting on that front. But for us, a lot of people asked us, what about today? Today a lot of people are using federation, and they want more choice, and they want to be able to rely on a spec. And to rely on a spec, you want to have to know that if a certain solution is actually working according to the spec. So what we've done at the Guild is that we open sourced an Apollo Federation audit suite. It's basically a suite of tools that you can test any gateway that you want to make sure that it actually follows the Apollo Federation spec. And not only that we run it continuously on all the different gateways out there, but we also open source it, because the goal here is not to list who is winning or who is not, but is to give you confidence and also to encourage the other vendors to know exactly where they're lacking and to help them step up so you will have more choice in the ecosystem. And this tool is very important because in order to rely on a spec, you want to have a test suite, and we will take this tool and then adopt it also for the new spec, the new GraphQL Federation spec that will come. So I encourage you all that if you want to, if you're using a GraphQL Federation spec or you want to test out others, try this out with the link and see if your solutions are there. And if you're a vendor that builds that, we would love to help you test it and help you improve. And I want to say just that in the last year, All of this, both the work on the new spec and the suite of tests for Apollo Federation, wouldn't be possible without Apollo. I really want to acknowledge all the work that they've been doing this year. Not only that they joined the working groups, but they led and did a lot of work with the working group and with us. And I think it's really rare to see a vendor that is leading, doing such a push on opening and sharing their knowledge with the whole ecosystem and other vendors. So I really want to give them a round of applause. So all of this is, for us, there's goals under all this work. Last year, people asked us specifically for the guild, they wanted basically more stability for our own tools. They asked us for V1 for our gateways, and they wanted to make sure that our tools are fully compatible with Apollo Federation. So specifically, we used all this work throughout this year to work really hard and announce, and today we're happy to announce that we're releasing Hive Gateway V1. So Hive Gateway V1 is basically a big project that we've been working on for many years. Many of you know GraphQL Mesh. What we've done is we split that project into 2 separate pieces and released V1 for both today. So Hive V1, first of all, the Hive Gateway, is basically a fully federated gateway that supports the Apollo Federation spec. It's open source MIT. It has all the features that you would expect from a GraphQL gateway, and it's all open source. And even if you have unique features that are not there, there's a plugin system that you can build and extend and open source everything. So that's the Hive Gateway. And the second part is basically GraphQL Mesh. GraphQL Mesh is now a separate project that basically takes any API, converts it into GraphQL and into Apollo Federation compatible subgraph. So you can use any federated gateway to basically federate any API. So we split the 2, and now they're stable and they're V1. So this was a big step for us. But there's one more thing. We recognize that in the ecosystem, there's, like Lee said before, there's a lot of toolings that are actually, we need them in order to get GraphQL into the best place that it could be. And for many years, I've been saying that GraphQL, caching in GraphQL is actually way more capable and way more interesting than in REST. And there's one vendor that actually demonstrated that. Stellate built an amazing product, an amazing solution, to basically show all of us what's really possible with GraphQL's caching. They built like an edge caching solution that runs everywhere in the world. And it's capable of many, many things. They have a Rust runtime that does amazing things with GraphQL caching. They built a full platform around it with CDN that runs all across the world. And they also improved on GraphQL caching itself and the abilities, like they build partial query caching support into their systems. And I think this is like really, really powerful thing that more of the GraphQL community needs to know and need to get access to. So today, I'm really happy to announce that the guild has acquired Stellate. And we acquired the product. We will now run it as a platform like it was before. But also we will integrate, like everything that the guild does, we will integrate it into the Hive platform, and we will open source it as well. So basically the Hive platform is everything that I mentioned here today is a full platform that is fully open source, but also runs as a managed SaaS service. And now it includes basically schema registry and everything you need to manage your GraphQL gateways, the GraphQL gateway itself, and the Stellate Graph CDN. And many of our open source tools as well, like Mesh that I mentioned, Yoga as a subgraph, CodeGen, and many others. So you can now check out the new webpage of Hive. We're really excited. We've done a lot of work this year to rebrand it and to build it in the best way possible. You can check out GraphQLHive.com. And to summary, I just want to say this has been a big year for us. We think that thanks to all the other vendors in the ecosystem, we really took advantage of the ethos and the goal of GraphQLConf to make all the vendors come together and offer open solutions that all of you can rely on. And I think today you can say that whether you're relying on GraphQL or on Federation, you have choice and you can safely adopt it across all your organization. Thank you.